Okay, so in our sieve, we have all of our dry ingredients. So that's 1.5 cups of sugar. I don't know why I keep calling it sugar. 1.5 cups of flour, 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. We have 1 tablespoon of white sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. So sift that all together quickly. They do have those other fancy things, but the whatever you have works. This works. Just want to get that sifted through. Get all the lumps out, break those up. Especially like the baking powder always seems to be a little lumpy. And there you go. Okay. And then to that, we're going to add 1.5 cups of, here we go again. 1.25 cups of milk, 1 egg, which is warm, so that broke easily, and 3 tablespoons of melted butter, which turns out is not so melted right now. So we'll pop that in here for a moment. Anyway, welcome to my kitchen. So like I said, we are making some homemade fluffy pancakes today. I have a couple of things going here. I'm warming up some maple syrup with fresh berries. And I have our griddle warming up over here. So again, 3 tablespoons of butter in the bowl. Get your handy dandy whisk. I like these whisks with the bigger handles. And we're just going to mix this up. So easy. It'll still have some lumps in it. I'm making a mess, of course, because it's flour and it just wants to fly all over the place. Just take a couple minutes. Get that well incorporated. I am using my crepe maker, which is basically just a round griddle. I put a link below. A link below if you're interested in this. I use my crepe maker for crepes, which we make a lot around here. My kids love them. And French toast and pancakes. And I just find it's easier and the temperature is more consistent. So when you're making things, I think it's easier. Okay, so we're gonna get our griddle set up. I do use butter. If you don't want to use butter, you don't have to. I have a pat of cold butter on my knife, and I don't want to scrape my nonstick pan, so I carefully do that. Wipe with a paper towel. Don't press too hard so you don't burn your fingers. I'm going to do about 1/2 cup. I'm using my measuring cup just to keep them kind of consistent size. And go there. I have this on medium heat, which actually looks a little high. The butter is browning very quickly. So there's our first batch of pancakes on the griddle. I'm going to turn this down, just slides a wee bit. And what we want to watch for is the bubbles. So these will start bubbling and bubbling. And when they're fully bubbled, that is when we want to flip them, not a moment before. So hang tight. You can see some bubbles forming. This is my new favorite spatula. I don't know if you've seen these. I think traditionally this would be called a fish spatula because of the size and it would be easy to get under, but this thing works so much better than the silicone spatulas. I just like that it's got this bit of silicone, so obviously it's not going to scratch your nice nonstick pans. Turn my syrup off, and while these are cooking, I'll show you. I do get my maple syrup from Costco. I have like maybe a dozen things that I buy from Costco for my pantry. So what I've done is, you scratch my eye, I've just to level up. This is something my mom always warmed our syrup up and put a little pat of butter in there. So what I've done is I've taken my syrup, put it in that little saucepan, and just a handful of frozen berries. And I just warm it up until the berries are totally, like, they start to break down and they're defrosted, and it just levels up your syrup. My kids love this. They go crazy for it. This is the mixed berry blend. Of course, you can do just blueberries, or you can do anything. You can put butter in the syrup, and then you won't have to put butter on your pancakes, or you can, refrain from the butter if you're a little more health conscious. We love butter around here. So that is our syrup, and that'll be ready when our pancakes are ready. And you'd see they're bubbling up, and we're going to flip and let it fall, apparently, and flip. And look at how fluffy they are. They're just perfect, and miss the edge sometimes, but that's okay. Just give it a minute to start cooking, and then you can move that over. So another minute, and I'm going to use if I was doing this for my family, I have 2 boys, and we have a bunch of friends that always come over to eat. So I'd be making lots of pancakes, and I would put them on these trays. I have these Le Creuset trays, and these are fantastic because you can put them in the oven and warm them up. You can broil. I mean, you can do almost anything on this thing like you do any oven safe dish. But these are fantastic for serving just for that reason. You put your pancakes on a warm plate instead of a cold plate. Obviously keeps pancakes warm longer. And you can serve them. Look at how yummy they look. Nice and fluffy. It's nice. They're browned nicely, both sides. Boop. And pancakes. So easy enough. Fluffy, homemade pancakes, much better than any box mix you're going to find. Your family's going to love them. A little bit of warm berry syrup. Depends on how much you like. I like to drown my stuff in syrup, dressing, salad dressing, any of that. So here we are, warm, fluffy, homemade pancakes. It literally takes 5 minutes. Get all of your ingredients together, and then just sift your dry ingredients, add the wet ingredients, and cook them up, and enjoy. Again, the recipe is in the link below. And if you're interested in any of these products, I've also linked them here so that you can find them easily. So I look forward to seeing you again. We're going to do a gluten-free pancake and crepes, because that's what we have this little handy dandy pan for. So I look forward to seeing you. Thanks.